High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
On a snowy Tuesday evening, we are here in Middle Village, Queens, the home of the Royals, for an old-fashioned Queens rivalry as St. Francis Prep and Christ the King do battle here in the Brooklyn, Queens Diocesan, all part of the CHSAA AA division. Oh, we welcome you inside Father Savage Gymnasium. Dylan Butler along with former St. Ray's head coach Oliver Antique. We're so excited you're able to join us here tonight on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And Oliver, listen, you are a Catholic League lifer. You know the importance and how special a Friday night is in this league. I'll tell you what, man, back-to-back Tuesdays now with some juice. Last Tuesday up in Parkchester and your old home base at St. Ray's and Stepinac, and tonight, this one should be fun.
Yeah, we was there watching St. Ray's Stepinac go at it, and this should be another great game as the calendar turns to January and coaches and teams start focusing on league play and really important division games coming up and protecting home court advantage. So this should be a good one.
Yeah, St. Francis Prep, a team that had lost 3 games out in Torrey Pines. They've bounced back, though. They've won their last 3, and it's a team, listen, they're going to score in the 50s. They're not getting up and down, scored 80 points. Jimmy Lynch, our head coach, says if we score between 57 and 60, we should win because of how hard we play defensively.
Yeah, that's right. And Coach Lynch on our call said, you know, we got to make sure that we run good offense, take the good shots, don't force anything, make sure that they control the backboards, and also don't turn the ball over. Especially a team as Christ the King that could really fill it up and is playing really some great basketball. Controlling the tempos will be a big key for St. Francis.
Yeah, Christ the King had their away trip as well out to Honolulu as well. They played out in the Iolani Classic, and the Royals, listen, if Stepinac is the favorite, you've got a good argument here in Middle Village to have a co-favorite or maybe the favorite in the Catholic League this year with this Royals team that is absolutely stacked with ballers.
Tons of talent, skilled players all over the floor, veteran leadership, great size, and great guard play. So this should be an exciting matchup today, and looking forward to watching all these talented kids get after it.
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple of impact players for both teams. First for the visitors from Fresh Meadows, St. Francis Prep the Terriers. And listen, these are 2 guys. Jimmy Lynch says it's still hard for me to believe that these are young guys, that Vier Anthony is just a junior, that Osmana Sacco is just a sophomore. But these are 2 guys who have really filled major roles for this St. Francis Prep team this season, last season, and if they are to be victorious here tonight, they're going to have huge games as well.
Yeah, Coach Lynch calls Veer Anthony the most important player on his team. Guy that can really set the table, knows how to play the game, plays with a great pace, excellent defender. His job is to keep the ball out of the perimeter. And Sacco has unlimited potential, really inside, outside, big, super skilled. A lot of college coaches are going to be lining up to try to get that kid to commit to their school. Special player, looking forward to it.
Veer Anthony is one of the better guards in the Catholic League. Is he the best guard in this building tonight? We're going to find that out over the course of 32 minutes because for Christ the King, we look at their impact players now, and they've got a really good one. Listen, the litany of point guards at Christ the King is ridiculous. There's one walking in here, around here right now, and Irv Walker. But Markel Alston, a terrific player, junior from Queensbridge, and Dwayne Pierce. I know you love his game as well, going to Iowa State, and a guy, especially on this level, is a really, really tough matchup.
Yeah, spoke to Coach Arbitello, loves what Alston brings to the table. Saw him as a sophomore, really improved his game on the scoring, was a tenacious defender, really gets after it, and Pierce is just as talented as they get as a wing, scoring all three levels from the three, inside, outside, super athletic. Really, really talented kid. Really got to look forward to that tonight.
Let's look quickly at the keys to victory here for both of these teams as we get set for the start. And listen, it's interesting, both teams mentioned rebounding. It's going to be really vitally important tonight.
Yeah, backboards, offensive rebounding, give team more possessions. You want to try to limit those and make sure you box out. So that's usually a good sign for success if you can keep the other team off the glass.
It is St. Francis Prep. It's Christ the King. Opening tip when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Brian Harrington is the owner and head performance coach of Harrington Sports Performance and Transform Fitness and Recovery located in Tuckahoe, New York. Currently, Brian and his team have been contracted by multiple schools and for over the past 15 years to provide high-level strength and conditioning and performance training to their athletes. Brian works with basketball players from NYC's highest level talent down to the grassroots level. You can message him on his social media at Harrington_performance and use promo code HSP1 in the message details for a discount on an initial evaluation.
My name's Grant Vermeer, a member of the Crown Refs community. My first year as a high school official, that's when I found out about the Crown Refs community. Having my military background, I love being a part of teams. I want to be a part of a group that has high standards, that holds each other accountable, but also supports and loves each other, and has a desire for everyone in the group to grow. If you're a young referee or someone who loves refereeing and wants to be a part of a group, this is an amazing community for you. I feel like I've gotten better as an official. I've had a community and friends and support through this process, which can otherwise be a little bit lonely as you're on the road a lot. The culture is amazing in here. Make sure to come check it out.
Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
We welcome you back to Christ the King at Middle Village, Queens. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua, our entire varsity media crew here for this one as St. Francis Prep takes on Christ the King. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, and they are presented by Maspeth Federal. First for the visitors from St. Francis Prep. You got Veer Anthony, Troy Faison, Tyler Michelle, Ethan Butler, and Ousmana Sacco. A solid starting five for head coach Jimmy Lynch, who just won his 100th victory. Congratulations on that for Jimmy Lynch. He's only about 550 from the all-time lead in the school, of course. That goes to the late, great Tim Leary. But that is the starting lineup for St. Francis Prep. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Christ the King, also presented by Maspeth Federal. Markel Alston, Cam Ziegler, Dwayne Pierce, Jaden Ramirez, and as well, replacing Pong Quinfon is OK Okrokoto. So we weren't expecting OK in the starting lineup, but he is there for head coach Joe Arbitello. 16th season at the helm, 314 wins, was the coach of the year last year in this league. Our referees for today's contest, and they are brought to you by Crown Refs. We show them to you now. Brian Walsh, Arnold Saunders, and Steve Salucio. Improve your officiating with Crown Refs, the ultimate resource for basketball officials. Explore their podcasts and daily videos on all social platforms and join the Crown Ref community. Simply go to patreon.com/crownref. Serve the game. So here we go, Oliver. Tuesday night here in Middle Village. And two teams who expect maybe this is round 2 of 3 and maybe even perhaps 4.
Should be a good one here tonight. Pang's out sick, so we see somebody else step up in his place and give somebody opportunity on the Christ the King side.
And the first shot was knocked down, a triple by Cam Ziegler.
Way to start it off tonight. That's what you want to see, your first shot go in, and Christ the King comes out man-to-man.
When these two teams met in Fresh Meadows about a month ago, Jimmy Lynch said, we didn't even know who Cam Ziegler was. Arbitello said the same. He was brand new to this team, transferred in, but what a big impact he's made as a starting guard on this slide. Sacco blocked down low, and he's called for the travel. Ethan Butler, excuse me. So we go to the other way, and you see Veer Anthony getting into the passing lane. His defense really leads this Terriers team.
Yeah, he's really great with anticipation, quick hands, really athletic, and really helps anchor the defense on the perimeter.
I know I, among others, was perplexed that he was not part of the all-league team a year ago, not one of the top 3 teams. But listen, motivation comes in a lot of different ways, and Veer Anthony may be using that perhaps perceived lack of respect into his junior season.
Well, he'll get his chance to earn it night in and out on the Catholic League, playing against some great guards. So the good thing is he can still play through it and make his case to all the coaches.
Interesting, too, that you see it's Trey Faison guarding Alston. So we don't have that head-to-head matchup between the 2 point guards. 3-point shot, another by Ziegler off the rim. Big rebound and a putback. There is our man, Okrokoto, for 2.
Right on Q2, Coach Arbitello inserts him into the starting lineup. Right away, offensive rebound, put back, immediate contribution from the big fella.
Hey, Oliver, we came in here just before the JV game, and at that point, as a jump ball will be called, Arbitello wasn't sure who would fill that role. And he kind of, as we talked more and he talked about OK's strengths, especially his rebounding, he kind of talked himself into it.
Yeah, senior, great team guys working his tail off to get on the floor, so I'm sure he'll look advantage for this opportunity.
3-ball by Faison off the mark, and now the Royals want to get out and run, but good tip by Veer Anthony, and we go the other way. Anthony tucks it under. He's stripped by Pierce. Into the open court.
Wow.
Oh, get out of here. The Butler did it. And a foul is called on that loose ball. It's against Ramirez.
Amazing block by Sacco there, showing his athleticism and showing why he's one of the top young sophomores in the country, especially in the Catholic League here.
You see it again.
Great timing. Doesn't foul. Changes the shot.
Yeah, that was my bet. I said it was Butler with the block, and it was Big O. Osmana Sacco, who not somehow, because he was only a freshman last year, but he's even bigger. He was 6'8" last year, now 6'9". He's hit that great weight room they have at St. Francis Prep, so up to like 225, but you can see how much muscle is now. That baby fat has been shed. Off the mark, that attempt by Alston, and the Terriers come the other way. Faison, the runner, in and out.
Yeah, had a great game against Malloy last week, really getting to a spot. Great pull-up right before the defense gets a chance to take a charge and just a little bit off of it. But
I know you like Faison's aggressiveness, and maybe that comes from playing football in the fall, right? And a tough guy, number 3 is for these Terriers.
Yeah, he's terrific. Plays hard on both ends of the floor and really look for a shot to score.
Front rim on that Faison 3 attempt. Ball though goes off a Royal player, so it'll stay with St. Francis Prep. Just underway here in Middle Village. We're so thankfully you're able to join us. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigue with the entire Varsity Media crew for Tuesday night in the Catholic League. Sacco for 3 off the mark. And the rebound goes to Ziegler. That's a corner 3. And
in and out.
Also in and out. Tough rims tonight. Here comes Anthony. Nice kick. That is Butler. 3 off the mark. Look at Sacco with the wingspan. The turn inside. Probably looking for a foul. Doesn't get it. And now the Royals. Ramirez. One of those program guys. Here's Pierce. Pulls up. Side rim.
Sacco being very active on the backboards on both ends. You really want to see him try to draw the foul there on the offensive rebound, try to get to the charity strike. But he'll learn as he keeps playing and learns how to use his body and get contact.
I think that aggressiveness inside tonight is a good sign. Faison, back rim, no good. Put back his own is good.
Way to stay with it. Didn't give up on a play. Gets rewarded on the offensive rebound putback.
Pierce off the mark, gets his own rebound. Blocked from behind by Butler. Now the Terrier is out and running. It's Veer Anthony. Navigates himself here. Nice layup.
What a pretty move. He crossed over, got into the lane, used the rim as protection. Nice finish on the other side of the rim.
You got to navigate some traffic on the LIE maybe, or getting here to Middle Village. Veer did a good job of that, navigating the traffic to get to the hoop. Here's Pierce. 3 for Alston. Off the mark. Sacco, the rebound.
Cleaning everything up. You like to see that.
In the first matchup, as Veer Anthony pulls up for 3 front rim, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Veer gets his own. In the first matchup, Pong was a really tough matchup for this man. Sacco got in on him, held him to 10 points. Here's Ziegler, and again another block, but Ramirez there to clean things up. As a timeout is called by the Terriers.
Never give up on a play in transition. And the pursuit of the basketball gave Christ the King an offensive rebound opportunity for the layup. So great job, great hustle there on that play.
Timeout called by the Terriers. Another look here. As Ziegler gets down, and Sacco will get the first, but look at Ramirez, right? Beating Butler down the court for that putback. This winter, Varsity Media is proud to announce our partnership with Gipper, the #1 social media content creation platform for athletic programs. There's thousands of the best social media sports graphic templates, social media automation, AI-powered one-click background removal, mobile app for easy content creation on the go. To learn more, visit Gipper.com.
No, Dylan, both teams are getting great looks. It's early in the game, so you're kind of feeling each other out. Really good shots. They're just not dropping, and I think as teams settle down and get their legs underneath them, you're going to see those same shots start to fall.
And Jimmy Lynch, you saw him there a second ago. He likes that early timeout in the first quarter just to, listen, we're here now. Let's just calm down. Here's a few little things we want to do, but we've seen that here before. As you see, good look at Jimmy. Sunday afternoon out at the Mount, picked up win number 100. Nice milestone for him. His opposing coach, Joe Albertello, got win number 300 last year as Michelle from the top of the key for 3.
Great offensive set there out of the timeout. Love the execution, patience, moving the ball, taking what the defense gives you.
And just like that, we're tied at 7. Faison on Alston. That's going to be a fun matchup here tonight. That's Chico Kalu. And here's Pierce. And this is why one of the toughest matchups, man. He could back his defender down. He could take you outside. And Pierce gets 2.
Great post up using his size to elevate over the defender. It was a contested shot, but because he's 6'6", it didn't affect him. He was able to knock it down.
Foul off the ball. It's going to be on Kalu. It's his first and the team's second. So the Terriers will inbound underneath. Anthony out to Michelle. Has a different role this year now, one of the main scorers.
See, they're running the 5 out now, spreading everybody out, cutting action, trying to get to that spot right there.
Faison pulls up.
Really, really excited about his potential. Really showing he can score at all levels and just has a great head-on basketball about him.
He doesn't look like a sophomore, that is for sure. Alston, a runner in the lane.
He's coming off a huge game up in Springfield. Bunch of college coaches watching him. Coach loves his ability to get to the basket and score, set the table. So,
yeah, had 24 points on 11 of 13 from the field, combined with Jaden Ramirez to score 45 points in that 81-52 win over East Catholic from Connecticut. And there's Ramirez grabbing down the rebounds. Alston puts it on the floor, gets 2 more.
Under control, using a pick and roll, a little two-man game with him and Pierce, using his strength in his body to get to the left hand and finish.
Not a lot of sophomores have started at the point guard position at Christ the King. Eric Barkley being one of them, and that's what Alston did a year ago. And he's an even better player this year. He doesn't have those ups and downs like maybe he had as a sophomore. A lot more consistent. Faison, baseline. Anthony off the mark, battle for the loose ball. Kalu outlets for Alston. Alston attacks, kicks it back out. 3 ball off the mark by Ramirez.
That's a great play by Alston to find his shooter in transition. Defense isn't set. Jump stop, find the guy, kicks out. Didn't go down, but it's a good look.
So Sacco goes to the bench, and Hao Chen checks in for the first time. The junior from Oakland Gardens, 6'5", 205, the forward. And he's a guy. He's improved on his three-point shot, too, so don't be surprised if he pops out, maybe knocks down a few threes. Really high basketball IQ for number 1. What a bounce pass inside to Michelle. Count it.
Michelle moving out the basketball, made a cut, got behind his defender. Chan just got it in the game and right on cue with a great pass for an easy layup and one.
Yeah, we'll show you that replay after the free throw, but what a look by Hao Chen. So Michelle unable to convert the three-point play. CK with a 2-point lead. Shot clock off. They can hold here for the last.
Christ the King in the horns action. Point guard can come off either side, read the defense, and make a play, and looking at Pierce inside on the post-up.
That pass off the mark, though. So with 2 seconds, the Terriers have a chance to maybe take the lead here. Smart play by Anthony. Long shot off the backboard and no good. It's been a fun one. Look at Hao Chen. Little behind the back for Michelle for the and 1. St. Francis Prep trails by 2 here in Middle Village. You're watching this one right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
We welcome you back here to Christ the King High School in Middle Village, Queens. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua here. The entire Varsity Media crew, 1 quarter in the books. And the Royals lead by 2 over St. Francis Prep.
Good first quarter, just what you expect in a division game. Teams know each other well. Both teams are locked in defensively, and
first meeting, you go back to December 12th, a 73-55 win. Strangely, that was actually the first game of the year for Christ the King. Look down to the paint. Pierce turns, baseline, good.
Prep came out in a little zone look to confuse Christ the King, but then went back to man-to-man. CK saw that and will still be able to run a set and get a good look out of it.
Michelle tries to hand off to Nigel Moore.
Yeah, just slow down, catch the ball first. He was trying to make a move, and when you take your eye off the ball, that seems to happen on that.
In our conversation with Jimmy Lynch, he was referencing that first game, and he was, listen, I'm a big preparation guy. I didn't get a chance to see Christ the King yet. That was their first game, like, roll the balls out, here we go. And, you know, some of the guys, some of the personnel didn't know Cam Ziegler, and here he is. He knows him now. Back iron, 3, no good. So an 18-point win in that first one for the Royals, and we expect this one to be a bit closer.
Absolutely. Once you get a team second time around, the players are familiar. You can prepare better for strategy on what you want to do, and usually leads for a better performance from, especially the team that lost is going to come in with a little extra motivation to come in and compete at a higher level.
They were 3 rounds last year. They played here in the Brooklyn Queens final in an unbelievable championship game. We had it for you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 73-72. Christ the King pulls it out, and they win it with Dwayne Pierce on a strip at the very end. What an incredible play for Pierce, and another BQ championship, the 12th for the Royals. 3, Veer Anthony.
Yeah, he needs to get going and see that shot drop, because he is a multi-talented player, great defender, and if he starts making the outside shot, watch out.
And a traveling violation called.
You know, these two coaches are just as good as anybody in the business, so not surprising that third game came down to the wire. Both programs, well-coached teams, a lot of history, and it's not like playing a division rival on a Tuesday night.
And Olive, they switch that Brooklyn Queens championship every year. One year it's at Christ the King, the next it's at St. Francis Prep. Well, that's where this year's will be, so that could be interesting. 2 teams you expect to get there, but Nazareth is a little bit of that wild card. This is your first year in the AA. Look at Pierce, pulls up, back iron, no good. Rebound goes to the Terriers. Chen, nice outlet pass. Perfect situation for them as the jumper was knocked down by Moore.
Great look ahead, hit the open cutter, and big-time pull-up in transition. Not easy to do.
Chen's going to make it hard for Lynch to take him off the court. Inside, Okrokoto with the finish.
How about the pass in the post there? Get the big fella a nice look at the rim.
1-point lead for the Royals, 17-16. New to the program, Ethan Butler pops it back out. By the way, no relation. Here Anthony now drives on the big fella, and again, just missed.
Pretty move to get into transition, get into the lane there on the drive. You see your guard going left there was his weekend and got all the way to the rim. You really want to reward yourself. Just put it on the glass. A little too much spin on it, a little too much English.
Ethan Butler, sophomore, 6'5", 190, a transfer from the Dwight School. A guy who really didn't see a lot of playing time earlier in the year because Jimmy Lynch, listen, he was honest about it. Like, we didn't really know him. He didn't know us, and it's not easy to step in and play in the Catholic High School League right away, and he's earned his playing time, earned it out at Torrey Pines. Good ball movement for the Terriers. Here is Butler. Sacco, corner, 3, well off. Terriers, though, will be fortunate. I think this one goes off Kalu, so they'll get the ball.
8 seconds on the shot clock here. Got to make sure everybody knows it. Run your underneath out of bounds play here and get a good look.
And you see some of that conversation happening. Faison calling it out. Up top now to Sacco. To Michelle now. Michelle with 4. Good job of the bench calling it out as well for the Terriers. You have to get it up, though. That's a 3. That is short and that will be a shot clock violation.
Great defense by Christ the King. Really locked in, communicating, contesting, didn't give up the open look.
Yeah, the Royals, on average, score more points than the Terriers do. Like we mentioned in the open, St. Francis Prep, a team that's going to play in the 50s, maybe 260 or so. But Christ the King, as well as they play offensively, they're really good on the defensive side of the ball as well. Here's Pierce. Dribbles a bit on Michelle, pulls up, no good. Nice rebound by Moore, and we come the other way. Nigel Moore pulls up, foul line, jumper is good.
Beautiful shot. You can see right now the confidence in this kid. He's looking to attack, looking to explore. Nice pull up at the free throw line. Great body control.
Yeah, Moore averaging 7.7 points per game, has 4 in this quarter as the Terriers have a 1-point lead. Top of the key, Ziegler not getting his shot to fall here tonight. As Faison looks to attack, and he is fouled on his way there.
Back-to-back threes from Christ the King. If you notice, the attack of St. Francis Prep is in transition, getting to the basket, pull up free throw line, really taking advantage of those opportunities off the misses.
Ziegler was called for the foul, and Faison. You love his aggressiveness, Oliver.
Great crossover move there, going to his weak hand and really drawing contact. Love to see that. This kid's only a sophomore. Sky's the limit for him.
Sophomore. He's a guy, too. He's grown up with Sacco. He from Springfield Gardens, Sacco from Rockaway. So they've known each other through their life. And Sacco, obviously because of his size, maybe gets a little more recognition. And Faison uses that a little bit, too, as extra motivation, right? Like,
hey, if the point guard is my buddy, that's a good sign for a big. That means I'm always getting the ball inside in the post.
Moore called for the foul. Only the first for the team with 3:41 left here in the first half. Arnold Saunders says, tuck the jersey in, Mr. Ziegler.
Yeah, Pang not being in the lineup obviously changes people's roles, and see there's a little adjustment period going on. Like to see who really steps up right now, try to get Christ the King going.
Alston from Queensbridge. And if you know something about your hoops in Queensbridge, you know Ron Artest called that home. Reggie Jesse as well, former teammates at St. John's. Alston to the hoop. Queensbridge finest.
That's what they needed, like a drive to the basket. Great take by Alston. Really impressed with his game.
Here's Michelle to Sacco. Guarded closely. Good defense on Sacco. Bounce pass inside. Forcing it inside. Look at the strength by Vera Anthony. You think he hits the weight room at St. Francis Prep?
Now, when we spoke to Coach Lynch, he talked about trying to isolate and point and post up his guards. So he's not afraid to do that, and there's an example.
Look at the strength there, too. Foul by Kalu, his second. Now Vera Anthony looking to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Robert Morris, Manhattan. The offers for Vera Anthony, we expect more to come.
Yeah, that list will grow. I guarantee you. Kid knows how to play. Here's a trap on the ball screen.
Kalu in the paint. Too hard. Sacco pulls it down. And the Terriers, a really good finish here to this first half.
Good defense. Way to get back. Jaden, that would have been another basket. Stopped up that fast break. Excellent hustle.
Pierce checks back into the game. That jump ball, it'll be possession for the Terriers. It'll be Anthony underneath. Gets it to Michelle, back to Vera Anthony. We've seen him play on the ball. We've seen him play off the ball as well here in this first half. Now he's attacking the basket again. 2 more.
St. Francis Prep is really spreading the court out, making Christ the King guard, moving cutters. Cannot relax. It's the second time they got beat backdoor. Here you see it right now. They swing the ball around and just basket cut right in front to the basket.
And again, draws the contact. That's Ramirez's second foul. And here's Veer Anthony. Completes the three-point play again. What a second quarter Veer Anthony is having. 9 of his 11, Oliver, in this quarter. And you can see that's a big reason why the Terriers have extended their lead now to 26-19. A double Pierce. Down low, the big man! Okrokoto! His first name's okay. That was better than okay.
A-okay, man. Right timing. It really needed a basket. As you can see here, the defender tries to go for the steal and gives up the open lane, and he just takes it to the rim and finishes. The big fella.
Yeah, he's just a monster. Great rebounder. Free throw off the mark. Yeah, there was obviously Bill Rafferty had that famous send it in Jerome. I don't know if you can go send it in okay, but here's Michelle baseline off the mark.
Shout out to my Pitt Panthers, my alma mater there.
A glass shattering dunk on that one. Jump ball, that'll go. Oh, a foul. Excuse me, foul on Ramirez, and that's his third.
That's a huge foul there. He's a key player right now with Pang being out. So somebody else is going to have to try to step in and try to fill that scoring void.
And that's where Kalu now comes in.
Alston had a great three at it, just in and out. Shooter's got to keep shooting. So eventually you think that he starts making some of those.
5-point lead for the visitors from Fresh Meadows. Here's Michelle. See, cutting off the ball there was Moore. And now it's Michelle on the ball. Big O wants it. Sacco for 3. Front rim no good. Good rebound by Michelle. Kick out. Another 3 attempt. Faison!
Offensive rebound, giving them a second opportunity. It is such an unselfish team. Make the extra pass to an open three-pointer. And right on cue, my man knocks down the 3.
9 for Faison. And Michelle called for the foul on the other end. His first.
Got to execute here, try to get a basket as we wind down the second quarter.
Ziegler, high arcing pass, back downstairs, and there he is again. Some confidence for Okrokoto.
What a great post up and a drop step. Use his feet to move. Nice finish. Keep the ball above his head. And that was a big basket there to stop the run here.
He's got 8 already, the big man. Look at Alston stepping into the passing lane. Alston end to end. And now a big finish of the quarter for the Royals.
Getting right back in it. Great defense leads to easy transition basket there by Christ the King.
We joked with Jimmy Lynch. We said, listen, here's what we do. If you lead at halftime, you get the halftime interview. He said, don't worry about it. Joe Albertello is going to have it.
Right.
Well, guess what? Jimmy, looks like you're about 16 seconds away from joining us.
Team is playing great, moving the ball, spreading them out.
Their hold for the last. Veer Anthony finds his way through a whole bunch of Royals. Off the mark, no good. Pierce the rebounds. But what a second quarter for the Terriers, as they've got a 29-25 lead. Jimmy Lynch actually, I guess we'll get him when we come out again. He didn't think he'd have the halftime interview. We'll get him when we come back out of the break. 29-25 the lead. St. Francis Prep over Christ the King. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
My name's Grant Vermeer, a member of the Crown Refs community. My first year as a high school official, that's when I found out about the Crown Refs community. Having my military background, I love being a part of teams. I want to be a part of a group that has high standards, that holds each other accountable, but also supports and loves each other, and has a desire for everyone in the group to grow. If you're a young referee or someone who loves refereeing and wants to be a part of a group, this is an amazing community for you. I feel like I've gotten better as an official. I've had a community and friends and support through this process, which can otherwise be a little bit lonely as you're on the road a lot. The culture is amazing in here. Make sure to come check it out.
Brian Harrington is the owner and head performance coach of Harrington Sports Performance and Transform Fitness and Recovery located in Tuckahoe, New York. Currently, Brian and his team have been contracted by multiple schools and for over the past 15 years to provide high-level strength and conditioning and performance training to their athletes. Brian works with basketball players from NYC's highest level talent down to the grassroots level. You can message him on his social media at Harrington_performance and use promo code HSP1 in the message details for a discount on an initial evaluation. Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
We welcome you back here to Christ the King High School. Halftime, and it's St. Francis Prep. A 29-25 lead. We have so many terrific sponsors in this game. We want to welcome in a couple of the guys here from Supreme Hoops Training. They know this league as well as me and Oliver here on the left. Anthony Rizzo on the right. Anthony Schiffo. They are the co-founders and their lead trainers here at Supreme Hoops. We thank you guys for joining us here at halftime. And Anthony Rizzo, we'll start with you. Just what's the connection for you guys here at the Catholic League?
So I'm the freshman head coach here at St. Francis Prep. So this is my third year coaching. I've been working player development with the varsity team as well. We've had the last 4 years, we've worked with some of the notable players within the league. A couple of guys are on the court today, Veer Anthony, Dwayne Pierce, Hao Chen. So we've worked with a few guys in today's game and all across the league.
Listen, all those guys had a really big first half, so kudos to you guys for helping them get there. That is for sure. Anthony Schiffo, what is the Supreme Hoops Training? What's the difference that you guys provide maybe to others?
I mean, I wouldn't say that there's technically a difference. I think everybody that does basketball training or is in the training game has their way of doing things, and for us, it's really just being a part of every basketball player's process. We just want to help them get to where their goal is, and that's really our main thing, right? It's just, keeping it simple, keeping it basic, getting what they need so they can get ready for their games.
Anthony Rizzo, you mentioned the current players again in this game. Who are some of the guys maybe previously that you guys have worked with?
Some players previously would be, who do we work with? We worked with
Tyler Chapman.
Was Holy Cross.
Ty
Rochelle from St. Francis Prep. Worked on court with Josh Pastorelli and Jay Daughtry.
Back-to-back players of the year, by the way, in the Catholic League.
Correct, yeah. Just part of the process. That's the biggest thing. Just being able to just be around these guys and kind of have the luxury to help them out and work on their craft. That's our biggest thing for us.
Any big upcoming events for you guys?
We actually do have on February 19th, President's Day. We actually have a shooting specialist, Mike Dunn. He's coming in from New Jersey. He's a world-renowned shooting specialist, shooting coach. He's actually going to be coming down and helping us out, host a bunch of kids from anywhere from 5th grade up to the high school level, just working on their shot specifically. But that's the next event that we have coming up that we're really excited about.
And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, Anthony, how do people sign up?
So the biggest thing is you can check us out on Instagram at Supreme Hoops Training, and you can click the link in our bio as Book Now, and our website is always available, supremehoopstraining.com.
Awesome stuff. Anthony Rizzo, Anthony Schiffo, enjoy the second half, and we thank you so much for
Thank you.
your sponsorship as well.
Appreciate it.
Halftime here in Middle Village. Take a quick break, get you some halftime stats as well. 4-point lead for the visiting Terriers. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
My name's Grant Vermeer, a member of the Crown Refs community. My first year as a high school official, that's when I found out about the Crown Refs community. Having my military background, I love being a part of teams. I want to be a part of a group that has high standards, that holds each other accountable, but also supports and loves each other, and has a desire for everyone in the group to grow. If you're a young referee or someone who loves refereeing and wants to be a part of a group, this is an amazing community for you. I feel like I've gotten better as an official. I've had a community and friends and support through this process, which can otherwise be a little bit lonely as you're on the road a lot. The culture is amazing in here. Make sure to come check it out.
Brian Harrington is the owner and head performance coach of Harrington Sports Performance and Transform Fitness and Recovery located in Tuckahoe, New York. Currently, Brian and his team have been contracted by multiple schools and for over the past 15 years to provide high-level strength and conditioning and performance training to their athletes. Brian works with basketball players from NYC's highest level talent down to the grassroots level. You can message him on his social media at Harrington_performance and use promo code HSP1 in the message details for a discount on an initial evaluation. Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
We welcome you back here to Middle Village, Queens. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua, our entire Varsity Media crew. Halftime here in this Catholic League showdown in the St. Francis Prep Terriers with a 4-point lead, and we welcome in now their head coach. Listen, he had to get to the locker room, Oliver. He had to speak to his guys here at halftime. We're thankfully able to join us here at this just before the start of the second half. Jimmy, really, really good second quarter, I felt like, for your guys. What did you like from what you saw?
Much better than the first quarter. First quarter, we couldn't make a shot. They were beating us down the floor in transition. We addressed that at halftime. They're still beating us down the floor in transition a little bit. You know, we got to score the ball, share the ball, trust one another, and then we got to get back on defense. They're so talented. How good is Dwayne Pierce? Like, just try to make it a little difficult for the kids to score, and Markel is terrific. And they're so if we could just slow them down a little bit, try to get them into a half-court offense, and then take our best shot on the backcourt.
Coach, Faison and Anthony controlled the game, were fantastic in the first half. Your big fella cleaned up all the rebounds in the glass. How do you get him involved in the offense to keep this lead and take you over the top and get a road win?
He's got to hunt his shot a little bit too. He's trying. I know he is. I know he likes to score the ball for sure. We try to get him going with some low post action. And we think that kind of gets his game going. So if he can get to the foul line a little bit, maybe he can get an offensive rebound here, get something, feel a little good about the second half, feel a little confident. I think O's going to have a good half.
Great stuff. Jimmy Lynch, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That was St. Francis Prep head coach Jimmy Lynch. I don't know what you get for your 100th win. I don't know if that's at a watch or I don't know. We're going to talk to Sal Fischetta, the AD over there.
They just gave me a ball with the score, the team you beat to get the 100. And you got to go pay. You got to take your staff out to dinner and pay the bill. So it actually costs you money as the coach when you get to that milestone.
I see. Some first half stats for you. Alston and the big man, Okrokoto, 8 points apiece. Pierce with 4. On the other side, Faison, actually, Veer Anthony leads all scorers with 11. Faison with 9. Michelle with 5. When you look at some team stats, St. Francis Prep with a 3-rebound advantage, 17-15. One more assist as well, 6-5. Steals, that were 4-1 for Christ the King. Turnovers, 5 for CK, 3 for St. Francis Prep.
If I know Coach Arbitello at halftime, he's challenging his guys to step up defensively, contain the guards, and get the ball to Pierce and get him going.
Ziegler, again, off the mark. But as you mentioned in the first half, listen, shooter's got to shoot. Sacco turns, nice move in the lane. Look at the power by the sophomore. Can't get that to get through, though. And now the Royals on the break. Ramirez, the layup.
Great post up to start. You get Sacco going. Great defensive play, really physical in there. It's just showing how tough it is to score in the post.
Ramirez now with 4. Christ the King up to number 18 in the country. Michelle inside for 2.
Great look from the high post, hit the 4-man, cutter on the back end, really sharing the basketball. Well-coached team.
Ziegler missed the 3. Butler the rebound, gets it ahead to Faison. Veer Anthony, guarded by Ramirez. Oh, gets right past him. Look at Veer Anthony.
That is a high-level Division I move. 1 or 2 dribbles, explosive, get to the basket and finish by Anthony.
Got to the HOV lane. 13 now for Veer Anthony to lead all scorers. Pierce, guarded now by Veer Anthony. That
Tough
is
shot.
short. Ramirez, they've got numbers because Veer Anthony kind of leaked out. Here's Big O, Sacco
They
on
got
the
the
break.
numbers.
You know, Oliver, though, you want to see Sacco misses
There he
it,
is.
gets the putback.
Second effort, bouncy, stays with it, and gets rewarded.
I was going to say, when you're on a break like that, you want to get at least a touch to your point guard, especially that he's so hot. That went from big man to big man and was a little bit ugly, but still Sacco cleaned it up inside. Alston, and now Pierce looking to post up. Good help by Faison. The turnaround shot off the mark, but Veer Anthony.
And you can tell what the conversation was at halftime. They've posted Pierce up twice. They want to use his size advantage that he has on the floor, try to get something going to the basket, get to the foul line so he can see the ball go in.
Good look there at Dwayne Pierce. First free throw is good. Listen, you've coached on this level. You've coached on the next level. Well, what is he looking like when he heads to Iowa State?
Well, he's a kind of player that is very skilled, versatile. You've seen him in the first half playing on the perimeter, and now in the second half, it's obvious that they've decided to focus him and post him up. So showing that versatility and size and skill, really hard for a guard to guard him and a big guy to step out and guard him. So,
and listen, Arbitello gave him a really good compliment going back to your days in the Ravens' nest, he says he reminds him of your former guy, Brian Lang.
B. Lang was hard to guard, man. Had a great career at Seton Hall and the Big East. And
a Crocato, 2 more inside. Listen, you would sign up for 10 from him with Pang being out. Those are 10 huge points.
No question about it. Great contribution from the big fella.
Yeah, Veer Anthony fouled on his way up. Pierce called for the foul.
Boy, he is so quick. I mean, they change ends so fast. You really got to get back on defense if you're Christ the King. Keep those guards out of the lane.
Veer Anthony to inbound.
It's a little back screen there action.
Michelle.
Shuffle.
Yeah, some steps. Four-point lead for the Terriers. Round 2 of maybe 3 between these two Queens rivals. Pierce, tough shot. Off the mark, Butler the rebound.
Yeah, good job by Anthony sitting down, even though he's smaller, just not giving up the space, making him take a tough fadeaway there.
Faison. Look inside. Sacco off the mark.
Big time rebound. Love how he cleared that.
Okay. He got the rebound, that was.
Yeah.
Pierce. Baseline, using the strength. A little bit too much on that one. Here comes Faison the other way. He's got numbers. Faison, short, battle for the ball down low. It's a little bit hectic inside. Christ the King here right now. Butler, a Crocato, look out. A crash here in Middle Village.
It's important when you change ends like that, you get a deflection, and the first thing you want to do is move that basketball, and they found the open kid Butler and got fouled.
And he will go to the line looking for his first points of this one. Jimmy Lynch mentioned about needing his staff needing to be patient with him and Butler needing to be patient with not getting perhaps the playing time that he hoped for at the start. But listen, gave him a shot. No, San Diego did well. Thought he was really, really good against Malloy. And two of the biggest rebounds in that Bergen Catholic win at Mount St. Michael were to Ethan Butler.
Big free throws by Butler there, extending the lead here. And you kind of get the feeling that St. Francis Prep is really controlling this game right now from a tempo standpoint, trying to keep this game in the low 60s.
Yeah.
And, you know, Christ the King is, you know, I'd like to see them speed it up a little bit, maybe force it, push it in transition, and try to get some quick shots.
Yeah, Lynch says, listen, if we could score 60, he thinks he could beat anybody because of how hard and how well they defend. Kalu, short.
Another great defense right there, making the guy take a tough two. And really like the way St. Francis Prep is defending.
Here, Anthony a little bit short there. Kalu. Chen tried to get the jump ball. And now it's Ziegler. Arbitello.
Has some words for the officials.
Lobbying for a call.
This is the guy I like to get going right here. Comes off this horn action, see if he can get something going. Well defended, though, by St. Francis Prep.
And here's Pierce working off the screen, and look at the steal. Anthony picks the pocket, surveys the situation, looks to see what's there, gets it to Nigel Moore. He's got the ability to shoot it from there, goes back iron. Ziegler, the rebounds. Big O blew its higher. So there's numbers right now for the Royals. And the triple knocked down by Ziegler.
Boy, a much-needed basket there for Christ the King. Kind of settles him down here. Now we got to get some stops here.
His second triple of this game, 6 points for Cam Ziegler.
There it is.
Sacco, though, picks up that loose ball. Here's Anthony again. Almost that patent move. Look at how Chen playing volleyball off the backboards. Jimmy Lynch.
Offensive rebound, big time put back there. You know, if you're Christ the King, you got to get a body on these guys. St. Francis Prep is playing extremely hard on both ends of the floor right now.
Timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:20 left, third quarter. Good one here in Middle Village. You're watching it on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
We are back here in Middle Village, Queens. Dylan Butler, Oliver, Antigua, our entire Varsity Media crew. 2:20 left here, third quarter. And St. Francis Prep with a 5-point lead on the road. That man, though, would like to slice away at it. Joe Arbitello, listen, we joked with Joe. We spoke with him yesterday in the car with his daughter Ava, coming back from a club volleyball tournament in Atlantic City. Dad of the year, man.
That's right.
Coaching his team, bringing his daughter back and forth to Atlantic City in the meantime as well.
Coach wears many hats, man. He runs the school as the principal. He's got to run practice. He's got to make sure his daughter gets to volleyball.
What was the time coming in? Was it 2:20? 2:20.
So it was a quick conversation, I think, with the shot clock and this game clock. We have it worked out. Really good officiating crew. You mentioned them at the beginning. That was Brian Welsh came to the table. Arnold Saunders and Steve Salucio, veteran crew, Oliver, for this one.
Yes, it is, and the Salustio family is synonymous with Catholic League basketball. Dad Phil and son Junior, longtime Catholic League refs, signing games, and do a great job of really officiating at the highest level of New York City Catholic League basketball.
Faison just picked up his second foul. Veer Anthony checks out. First time we're seeing Nolan Raymond. He's a guy who normally would be one of the first off the bench, was a bit sick. So limited minutes against Bergen, did not play against Archbishop Malloy on Friday night. Alston for three, front rim, no good. Battle for the ball, it comes to the hands of Faison. And here's Butler. Showing a little bit of a point forward look for a second. And it's Nigel Moore, the junior.
If you notice the pace, they're taking their time. They're moving the ball around the perimeter. They're making Christ the King defend the shot clock.
Now Faison up top, guarded by Ziegler, 10 on the shot clock. Faison to Chen. Look at the cut now by Moore. Turnaround in the lane. Back rim, no good. Rebound to Alston. Back the other way we go, though. Faison looking like he's on the football field with the interception. Here's Ziegler now.
Big time move there by Ziegler. Gathered and finished in traffic. 3-point game.
5 in this quarter for Ziegler. Faison. This is a fun one because of all the individual matchups too, Oliver. There's a cut by Faison to the basket, and he's fouled on his way up.
When you run a 5-out offense and you got no post, you can dive guys in and out. And there the point guard Faison kicks it to the wing, cuts, dives to the basket, and gets a nice pass from the wing for a foul and get a chance to get 2 from the charity strike.
Julian Desir, the junior from Jamaica, his second foul of this game, sends Faison to the foul line. You got your first kind of up-close look at Faison on Friday night in Briarwood at Archbishop Malloy, a rock fight of a game that the Terriers pulled out.
Yeah, he was terrific, man. Just a stat stuffer. Kind of kids I love to coach. Play hard on both ends. Unselfish, makes the extra pass. Shows you his athletic ability on the steals and anticipation. And really bright future for him.
Yeah, Faison goes 1 for 2. Chen kind of trying to grab that loose ball, was called for his first foul.
If I'm Coach Arbitell, I'm trying to get Ramirez going. He looks like he can really shoot the ball. Had a nice shot in the first quarter. Has been quiet with the foul trouble. Try to see if he can run something for him and get him a good shot.
We've already got 35 seconds now left in this really fast-moving third quarter. Ziegler for 3, off the mark. And now St. Francis Prep in a terrific situation. They can hold for the last, and you can see there, Michelle is trying to push it, and Jimmy Lynch put the brakes on him.
Yeah, he wants the last shot here, get a basket, and extend this lead.
Ball goes to Raymond. It's on the court, though.
Look at that
Faison
hustle.
gets it, 2 seconds and 1. Butler for 3, off the mark. No good, but St. Francis Prep takes a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter. It's going to be a lot of fun here down the stretch. Don't miss a second of it. It's all right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, it's Isaiah Hartenstein. You're watching Varsity Media.
Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
Welcome back here to Christ the King. Dylan Butler and Oliver Antigua, and time for the top play of the game by Supreme Hoops Training. And what a play it was. The big man, OK Okrokoto, sending it down, Oliver. You mentioned it before. See Pierce.
Here's a great play here. Ball screen. They try to trap it. The guard goes for the steal, misses it, and the big fella goes and finish it with authority.
Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to help you become a Supreme player. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
If I'm Coach Arbitello here, I need my guys to step up here. Pierce, Alston, start making some plays and take us home here. At home, down 4. This is now the money time now.
It is the money quarter. Christ the King, 11-1 this season, 5-0 in the league. Play a national schedule, and a lot of those high-ranked teams in other states, they've knocked them off along the way.
Yeah, really battle-tested, experienced team. I can see that this is the kind of game where those kids have been it before. They know what to do. They're not going to panic. They're going to really try to turn it up in here and take and get back in this game.
And that maybe starts with that, right? Chico Kalu.
Get a stop.
Getting a 5-second violation. As Salucio will get it started here from in front of the St. Francis Prep bench. Arnold Saunders checking the shot clock.
I like this matchup here with Veer and Pierce here in the fourth quarter. Interesting that Lynch put him on Christ the King's best player. Says a lot about what Coach Lynch thinks about Anthony Veer's defense.
Crocato. It's a Pierce guarded by Anthony. This is a fun one. Pierce ducks under, short. And the rebound goes to Veer Anthony.
He's not giving up the spot. He's got to make tough shots over him. The kid's competing.
Sacco turns, double, kicks out. Good job by Sacco. Faison, though, missed the shot in the lane. And that's something Jimmy Lynch was clapping on that one, because that's one of the things he's told us on the phone, right? Where and one is called. Big bucket inside by Ramirez.
Yeah, hopefully that gets him going there. That kid's got a lot of talent, and he's someone that can score in a hurry. So loose ball, picks it up. See Alston pushing the basketball, trying to make something happen in transition. Way to have a nose for the ball, pick that up, and get a bucket out of it.
And he gets a three-point play out of it. So you get the stop on one side, three-point play on the other. And just like that, Oliver, it's a one-point game.
Tuesday night, Catholic League rivalry, baby.
Here we go, back-to-back weeks. It was fun. It was electric at the Ravens' Nest a week ago. Not quite as many maybe in the house here, but the action is certainly as intense. Good kick out. Michelle back iron on that open three. Sacco challenges for the rebound, but it will go to Christ the King.
And that's a big stop there for Coach Arbitello's crew. You can see they're locking in now. They know it's winning time, and really pay attention to the details. And now we'll see him run good offense here. Make sure you get a good look, come down the floor.
Here's Alston, and I would imagine if, as a Crocato puts it on the floor, pulls up short, I'd imagine if we spoke with Joe Arbitello maybe at the end of the third quarter, he'd say, listen, we're not worried. There's not nerves, right? Because we've been, like you've mentioned, in big games, in difficult situations.
Yeah, these guys are battle-tested, man. He plays the best schedule, and this program is one of the top programs in the country for a reason. So
yeah, we'll show you those by the numbers when we get a break in action, but incredible numbers here for Christ the King. Three, corner, good! Faison!
All set up by the penetration of Anthony Veer, under control, got to his spot, excellent kick out, and Faison delivers. Big time shot.
13 for Faison. Kalu off the mark. Big okay inside. Kalu attacks the rim. Short. Butler ahead to Faison. Numbers aren't there, so wisely pulls it back. And gets it to the floor general. Veer Anthony guarded by Dwayne Pierce. To Butler. Here's Sacco. Spin, Sacco, tough shot, count it! Oliver, the bank is open.
What a incredible spin move, under control, gets the hit, and still has the strength to be able to knock down that shot. You can see why this kid's going to have a large list of college coaches recruiting him. 6'8", versatile wing, big-time basket.
Yeah, 2 offers to this point, Bryant and LIU. He's got the potential, Oliver, of maybe being the most highly recruited player in the program's history.
Yeah, that's saying a lot, man. I think the sky's the limit. And you'll see that list grow.
I mean, in recent history, you've got a lot of guys playing mid-major. In fact, the back-to-back players of the year in this league, Josh Pasquarelli, as Kalu knocks down the 3, and timeout was called by Arbortello. But the back-to-back players of the year, Jaden Daughtry and Josh Pasquarelli, both at Marist, and the sky is certainly the limit for Sacco on that timeout as Kalu knocks down his first triple. We mentioned it, Oliver, before. Let's show you some of that high school basketball royalty here at Christ the King. Look at those numbers. 12 BQ championships, 10 guys who have played in the league, 9 intersectional titles, 6 McDonald's All-Americans, 5 guys currently coaching, including, of course, Speedy Claxton at Hofstra, and 4 Federation titles as well.
You're talking about one of the top programs in the country year in and year out. Coach Arbortello is able to do to win all those city championships and produce those Division I athletes is incredible.
Oliver, you killed it on the call because you asked a terrific question. All-time starting 5 for Joe Arbortello. Let's show it to you now. I don't know. I don't know if Irv Walker is watching behind here. He might have a beef. But there you see the 5, man. Alvarado, Speedy, Khalid Reeves, of course, played with the great Derek Phelps, Lamar Odom, and Jason Williams. That's a good 5.
Yeah, if I was coaching that team, I'm not losing too many games, Dylan. But incredible history of basketball here, and doesn't get any better than Christ the King basketball in New York City.
It is amazing. You know, I wish we still had Rice as a school, as a program, right? Not closed, unfortunately, but yeah, you're right. The history, you've got great history. I love at St. Ray's, you've got to have all the jerseys around the court showing you all the guys who have played on the collegiate level. But you're right. There's Christ the King, it feels like, and maybe everybody else when you think of the long tradition of excellence.
You know, when we coached at St. Raymond's, we always marked Christ the King on the calendar because we knew we were going to play against some big-time players. And a lot of respect for Coach Arbortello, his staff, Nick Sanchez, all the guys on his bench do a great job of really coaching and teaching the game.
Yeah, you got, in addition to Nicky Sanchez, Artie Cox, James Horan, Sean Lewis, Eddie Lau, Roland Brown. What a great player he was as well, the big man. Tim Cologne as well on his bench. Chen, another cut to Faison!
You cannot turn your head and not watch the cutters because St. Francis Prep is running this motion, and they're really, really doing a great job of passing the basketball.
How many winning plays is Hao Chen making in limited minutes here tonight?
It's having a huge impact. Huge impact. Really sees the floor well.
Oh, that's a great cut. And Ziegler, count it.
Underneath, out of bounds, you really want to lock in as a scout. You hate to give up a basket. So great job by Coach Arbortello running that play and getting a foul in the basket.
Sacco back in for Chen. See it again, Oliver. Alston, look at that.
Great cut.
And then the cut by Kalu.
Yeah, that made the whole play.
In and out, though. Battle for the loose ball. It goes to Faison. Sacco got a piece, and Faison wisely brings it back out. 3-point lead for St. Francis Prep, midway point here of the fourth quarter. And Alston on the hip called for the foul. So Veer Anthony to inbound. See Jimmy Lynch there getting instructions to his guys. The Terriers haven't had quite the success, but Veer Anthony getting to the basket. He's done that at will here tonight. 15 to lead the Terriers at this point. Open, Chico, Kalu, front rim no good. Back out to Alston though. That's what you get sometimes with those missed threes, those big rebounds, and Sacco fouls Ramirez going to the hoop.
St. Francis Prep is using their UCLA action to get cutters to the basket for layups. And right now, Christ the King is kind of selling for perimeter jump shots. So if I'm coach, I really want to try to attack the basket, get something driving to the lane, or get to the foul line like they just did right now.
Jaden Ramirez, some offers for him as well. Manhattan, UAB, DePaul, FIU, NJIT. A guy related to one of those all-time starting five we have for you, Jose Alvarado.
And you can see it at 6'4". He's got great size and feel and can really shoot it. And he's only going to get better. Coach really loves his game and thinks he's going to be another great one here at Christ the King.
He's a junior and a guy, too, that, listen, he's really come into his own, flourishing this year. And Arbitello said, listen, I told him, I was honest with him about what kind of playing time, what kind of role you're going to have. And you're right. He's a guy like others on this team who have bought into that team concept, and he's earning the extra time now as a result. Bounce pass stolen by Pierce. Kalu, numbers for the Royals. Underneath. And stepping, or went out of bounds, but it will stay with the Royals.
That should have been a layup, and the defense gets back, and Veer with his quick hands gets a deflection, breaks it up, saves the basket. Big play. 3 minutes to go in the game.
Last inbound situation here, it was an and one for Ziegler on the cut by Kalu. Alston to inbound, look out underneath. He almost lost the cameraman on that one.
Like a wrestling move on the baseline there. Very physical game.
So we go the other way, and it's Tyler Michelle.
Coach disagrees with the call. Not a shocker there.
I remember being here for his first varsity game. Got a tee. Welcome to the league, Joe Arbitello. Teched up in his first.
Little zone look from Christ the King, changing it up.
Oh, Butler, the putback.
But if you play zone, you got to find the open body and box out. Weak side rebounding is where most of the shots are going to miss.
Ramirez attacking Sacco, no good.
Physical play in there.
Look out, not for the faint of heart. This has a Big East battle. Look to it down low.
Both teams are playing extremely hard. First place on the line in the Catholic League. You could tell nobody wants to lose this game.
Yeah, we mentioned 11-1, 5-0 for Christ the King. How about 9-4, 4-1 for the Terriers? And Jimmy Lynch calls a timeout, 30-second. We'll take a look at the upcoming games for both of these teams. First for the visitors here from St. Francis Prep. And you see it, Oliver. You mentioned it before, right? Pretty much we're sticking now in the Catholic League. All your national schedule games out the window, and you kind of get to a routine. Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. It's Zavarian, Scanlon, Laughlin, Nazareth. St. Peter's a game we'll have for you on a Sunday afternoon from St. Francis Prep, Malloy, and St. Ray's. Another big game we'll have. Alan Ray will be honored at halftime of that one, and we'll take a look at Christ the King's upcoming schedule. We have a game there as well, and the next one, you and I will be here in Middle Village as Joe Loads and Cardinal Hayes make their way to Middle Village. You've got Zavarian, Mount Iona, Laughlin, a big one at Nazareth, and an even bigger one. Maybe a preview of what we might see in March at Fordham as they head up to White Plains to take on Archbishop Stepinac. Here's Kalu off the inbound. Oh, they had the one more. Alston was looking for that ball. Kalu, top of the key. Front rim no good. A Crocato.
Big time offensive rebound. And he finished with the left hand, Dylan.
And he also got maybe a fingertip in the eye as Lucio doing a great job just calling. You see it again, Oliver.
Yeah, big fella goes up, offensive rebounds, takes the contact, and finishes with the left hand, gets hit in the face. Coach Arbitello having a conversation with the official there, not happy.
And Jimmy Lynch on the other side backing up his guy, right? Defending his guy. That's what you get, man. Final 2 minutes of a tight game. Emotions. Michelle gets at the big O. And Jimmy Lynch gives the call. Faison sheds Ramirez. Faison tucks it under. No good. Battle for the ball. It goes to Alston. And now the Royals can run. Alston. Great hands by Michelle.
Really sprint back, broke up the play, saved the basket.
Ball will stay, though, with the Royals. And now Arnold Saunders having a word with the assistant coaches for Christ the King. As it's Ramirez.
Big possession here for Christ the King. Got to get a good look.
It's Alston up top. Now a little bit of a zone look, huh, for the Terriers. Here's Pierce splitting that zone. Foul line jumper.
Love to see that from your veteran. Pierce going to Iowa State. Want to have your best guys on the crunch time here taking the shots. So great job by Coach Arbitello finding Pierce at the foul line, knocking down the jump shot.
Yeah, Christ the King, no stranger to the highest honors. You mentioned all those CHSA championships there. You take a look at the recent champions in this league going back to 2012. Look at that win, huh? 66-58. You remember that one well over Holy Cross on that afternoon.
You know, as I was doing research and seeing the dominance that Christ the King has had over recent years, if it wasn't for 2012, they would have ran 5 or 6 in a row. So I was happy to be able to kind of slow them down a little bit. But Coach Arbitello and Christ the King talking about winning at the highest level, not easy to do. Incredible coaching job and really sustain at the highest level. So
that game was at Fordham, but I know just off of St. Ray's, about a mile down the road, is the Pine Restaurant. So where was the post-game dinner that night? I don't know if you remember that part of it, but.
Well, actually I do, because we go to the Pine all the time, but Arthur Ave.
Yes, sir.
Is Little Italy right there on Arthur Ave. So
yes.
That's usually the tradition when you win. You go right there to Arthur Ave.
Bring the championship trophy. I think you can get some free bread out of that.
Rigoletto's, Arthur Ave.
Love it.
Anybody's in the Bronx.
Vera Anthony, and now a big possession for the Terriers. And now you got the point guard matchup. Alston guarding Anthony. Faison up top to Sacco.
And Christ the King really extending the defense and getting the steal.
And Pierce, as he did in the Brooklyn Queens Championship, a big steal down the stretch. Gets it back. Feed him. And he is fouled inside.
And he's going up, so I think he's shooting 2 there, Dylan. Oh, no, he's calling on the floor. Underneath out of bounds. Thought he had him on the way up.
Faison's third, and we'll take a look. Officials aren't going to the monitor, but look at this defense here by Pierce.
Great anticipation.
It was on this same basket that he made that play down the stretch. Final seconds of the BQ Championship to seal that win for the Royals. Final 45 seconds. Yeah, you mentioned it before. Last possession, they went zone. And it was Pierce at the foul line to break it. This time Ziegler for 3, no good. Big rebound, goes to Pierce. Attacks the rim, and the foul!
The zone created the open corner 3, and you must box out on the weak side as 60% of the rebounds come off of that side. You see Pierce getting a nose and tapping it, fighting for it, keeping the ball alive, right place, right time, draws the contact and the finish. Big-time play by Dwayne Pierce.
This is a guy who just makes big plays. We mentioned that the Brooklyn Queens Championship a year ago, we were here on Varsity Media. We brought you that game, and Oliver, let's take it to the final seconds of this one. And again, Pierce making a big-time defensive play. Look at that. That's how you win a Brooklyn Queens Championship. Getting in on the passing lane, getting that big defensive play. And Arbitello said, listen, our guys know there's no secret. Dwayne Pierce is going to affect the game late in the game.
I mean, you can see he's got a great feel, his wingspan, his athletic ability, and sometimes you can win the game on a defensive end for your team, and it doesn't show up on a stat sheet. But that last steal and that deflection is the reason why we're tied here.
Pierce averaging just shy of 16 points a game. He goes to the line for a massive free throw. By the way, 73%. This is a very, very good free throw shooting Christ the King team as well. Alston at 73%, Pierce at 73%, Ramirez at 78%.
And that's how you win close games right there. You know, you get stops, you make your free throws. So these are two big ones coming here right now.
So trying to complete the three-point play, Dwayne Pierce trying to give the Royals a lead. Nails it.
Now, right now, you just want to get a stop here. You don't want to foul. Keep everybody in front of you. They're going to trap a little bit. That's going to create a mismatch.
Here comes Veer Anthony. It's a one-point game. Shot clock is off. Faison to Michelle, guarded by Alston. Attacks the basket. Alston the block. Loose ball goes to the Royals. Chico Kalu.
The senior trying to be aggressive, driving to the middle, and Christ the King walled up, and they would not let him get to that basket. Great defensive stop there by the defense. Christ the King now going to shoot free throws.
And listen, we mentioned the great free throw shooting as you see the replay again. Kalu getting it, holding on to it. He is 83% from the foul line.
He's had a nice second half, very active, making shots. See if he can knock these down.
Makes the first. It'll still be a one-possession game with 9 seconds left.
Well, this is the big one here with 9 seconds. If you go up 3, do you foul and don't let him shoot the 3, or do you just guard it straight up? We'll see what Christ the King does.
Oh, he missed it. Rebound goes to Sacco. And a chance now for the Terriers. Jimmy Lynch wants the timeout. He chased down the official. He chased down Brian Welsh to make sure that he called it with 3 seconds left.
And they're going to get the ball on the side out here. So coach is going to have to draw something up, a little quick hitter for whoever he wants to take the last second shot.
It is a full timeout. We'll keep it here, though, for the final 3 seconds. Let's take a look at some of our upcoming sportscasts here in the Varsity Media Sports Network. We go out to Long Island, Port Washington and Syosset. Girls game, Oliver and I, as we mentioned before, right back here for Cardinal Hayes, Christ the King. It's Connecticut Northport girls that follows Pequea and Syosset, Bayshore Northport. And then I think what should be a really fun matchup, St. Peter's at St. Francis Prep as well. Put some respect on St. Peter's, man. Those guys from Staten Island, they will certainly be a player come February and March.
I was at that St. Raymond St. Peter's game, and they did a great job. They were up at half, and St. Raymond's had to come from behind.
All right, let me put your coaching hat on here. For Christ the King, you've got 3 fouls, so you've got 2 to give. Do you foul here on the inbounds?
You can, just got to make sure they're not in the act of shooting, so you got to be careful with that.
Veer Anthony looks for options. Look out for the 5. And there was a foul, it looks like off the ball. So that was called on Kalu, so now you can't foul. It's like Bronxtown, now you just can't leave.
Now you can't leave. Want to see where they're going to put this ball here. If the foul occurred below the foul line, could be underneath, which is a better place to inbound it for a basket as opposed to the side.
Yeah, Salustio and Wells checking out a wet spot on the court as well, and Jimmy Lynch maybe an extra opportunity to get a free timeout out of it as he speaks with Faison and Michelle.
He's a veteran coach. You can see him right there. He's giving his guys instruction here. You know, you want to try to get something going to the basket. Hopefully you can draw contact and put the pressure on the ref and make him make a foul call.
So inbound, same spot. Veer Anthony with it. No time came off the clock. So still 3 seconds.
There's a back screen for Sacco. Defended really well.
There's Butler. Butler tried to force the 3. Jump ball is called, but that's ball game. Hold the phone. We'll just make sure the officials will confer So they'll put some time back on the clock. It was a jump ball. It'll be Christ the King ball. Arbitello will call timeout. They'll put 0.3 seconds on the clock. But as we take a look, listen, obviously when Jimmy Lynch goes back and watches the film, that's of your possibilities. That's maybe the fifth that you'd want on that. But great defense by the Royals.
Yeah, they were trying to get Saka off a back screen, trying to get him going to basket, defended well. And he was kind of the pressure release. And Ramirez, excellent job of blocking the shot, didn't let him get it off. And it might be the game-winning play.
It might be the second time these two teams have met. 1-point game with a big defensive play down the stretch. Let's see. 0.3, Alston really all he has to do at this point is get the ball in bounds. And the game is over. And he gets the Pierce ball game. So final here, it's 53-51. We'll have our Harrington postgame show when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Brian Harrington is the owner and head performance coach of Harrington Sports Performance and Transform Fitness and Recovery located in Tuckahoe, New York. Currently, Brian and his team have been contracted by multiple schools and for over the past 15 years to provide high-level strength and conditioning and performance training to their athletes. Brian works with basketball players from NYC's highest level talent down to the grassroots level. You can message him on his social media at Harrington_performance and use promo code HSP1 in the message details for a discount on an initial evaluation. When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media. Established in 2016, Supreme Hoops Training has trained over 500 athletes ranging from youth, high school, college, and pro. Based in Queens, New York, Supreme Hoops Training aims to provide high-level basketball skill development in New York City. With multiple trainers on staff, they offer training programs that are tailored to all skill levels. Their goal is to develop talent and to continue getting players results. Book a session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
We welcome you back to Christ the King as the Royals pull out a 53-51 win over St. Francis Prep. Time for the Harrington Performance postgame show. With over 15 years of experience training the top basketball players in New York City, improve your game with Brian Harrington and use the promo code SHP1 when you DM Harrington_performance to get a discount on your initial evaluation. So big win for the Royals, and as we've seen as we return here, this man number one, we spoke with him, Oliver, after last year's Brooklyn Queens Championship. Big steal down the stretch, shield the win. And again, Dwayne, big performance down the stretch to help your team win. Congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
And it felt, we were saying, listen, tight game. They're giving you a run for your money, but all the big games that you've played, that your guys have played, it felt like you guys, there were no nerves down the stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, first of all, he played a good game today. Everything wasn't really falling for us. They was playing us good. Well-coached team. He was missing a couple of guys, as you can see. Pong wasn't here, sick. So a couple guys had to step up off the bench and had to guard and make shots. And yeah.
Dwayne, congratulations on the win, man.
Thank you.
Really, really heady performance. You made the plays on the defensive end when you needed to. And then you made some nice jump shots and mid-ranges, and the big and one offensive rebound putback. That was a game-winning play that really kind of gave you guys the lead. So, this is the second time you guys played this team. Mm-hmm. You kind of had a easier victory than you did today. Mm-hmm. Today was a little more of a dogfight. Talk about possibly seeing them again down the road in the playoffs, and what do you guys think you need to do in order to make sure that you guys just come out on the top?
I feel like seeing them down the stretch, we probably going to see them in the championship again. They're a very well-coached team, and, yeah, they read the scout pretty well. Yeah, it was making some tough shots, and, yeah, it was making it hard for us.
Yeah, Dwayne, you mentioned, big performances with Pong out. OK coming up with a huge performance inside as well. But it just feels like, especially for you, I mean, maybe it's all the games you played, but how comfortable do you feel in the fourth quarter of a tight game?
Well, my coach always tells me big-time players make big-time plays in the fourth quarter. So he usually just tells me, be ready. And, yeah, my energy is usually contagious, so everybody else usually ready. But, yeah, as you can see, I made the game-winning play, defensive play again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like to see it too much, Dwayne.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Dwayne Pierce. Great stuff. We wish you the best of luck as well down the rest of the stretch of the season. So that's Dwayne Pierce, our player of the game here, all part of the Harrington Performance post-game show. A terrific outing here for Dwayne Pierce and the Royals. And the Royals prevail, Oliver. They somehow always find a way to do that. They improve to 12-1. They remain undefeated in the league now at 6-0.
What you saw on hand was a championship pedigree, a veteran coach with his team that knows their roles, and their players made the big game-winning plays at the end. A lot of credit has to go out to Coach Lynch at St. Francis Prep. Team played terrific. Slowed the pace of play down, gave him a chance to win, and just a couple of plays that separated and made the difference.
Great stuff, Oliver. Appreciate your help, and we'll be here again with that. What is that, a lion? I think it is. Yeah. It looks nice, though. Stuff there in the corner. There we go. Ron Pierre on camera, part of our all-star crew here at Varsity Media. We are the Christ the King of broadcast media on the high school level. Want to thank our entire crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director extraordinaire, Chris Sweeney. We showed you Ron Pierre. We'll mention him again, along with Travis DeLuise on stats. Eric Moore. For my broadcast partner, Oliver Antigua. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Middle Village, Queens. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.